Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now here in my hands, a couple of products from the company Glow Rhino. Now I was fortunate to catch up with them at Blade Show 2024. Glow Rhino, if you're not familiar, well, they're in the business of outfitting sort of different EDC items with tritium vials. And in today's video, a couple of examples of just that. Now, typically they have things like keychains and sort of little fobs and zipper pulls and all kinds of really cool little gadgets. But today, a little more, I guess, utility driven, where I have a pocket knife and then also a fixed blade. So as we take a look at these here today, we're going to start here with the pocket knife. This is the Fermi. Now, I can tell you that Glow Rhino does leverage some OEM manufacturers. They have disclosed some of the information and are okay with me sharing it, and others they're kind of holding tight. And in this particular case with the Fermi, well, this is manufactured by Bestech, and Bestech absolutely having a fantastic reputation for excellence. If you've been following my channel, you probably realize that I was the Bestech service representative in the US for quite a while, so I'm very familiar with their construction, and I can tell you, you absolutely cannot go wrong with Bestech and their quality. Here you can see the Fermi, professionally illuminated with self-powered tritium, named after Enrico Fermi, the architect of the nuclear age. Blade steel D2, proudly built in Detroit with Swiss tritium. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Glow Rhino, www.glowrhino.com. So before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Glow Rhino who did provide these products for review. If you like what you see here today, do me a favor, look in the description box below where you can get all of the details. But here, the Fermi. Well, a simple EDC pocket knife. You can see nicely packaged up. Very simple in terms of the packaging. Pretty clever little box. I like that design. I like their logo. So there you can see the Glow Rhino. That is the Glow Rhino. And very nicely done. Very simple, but elegant at the same time. So here, the Fermi, again, manufactured by Bestech. And as we take a look at the details, what you're going to notice is that here we have a black G10. Then we end up with a nice black pocket clip, black hardware all the way around. But of course, when you look closely, you'll notice that nice orange tritium thumb stud. Now, this is a knife that you can order kind of in a way to your specifications. There are a number of different handle colors. There are also a number of different thumb studs and tritium vials. So in this particular case, the orange, and I love that because it kind of pays homage to what I've come to really love on my handguns. I do use XS sights. I use their big dot sight, which is a huge orange tritium dot, and it's so awesome, so bright, so easy to see. And so this is actually going to be my little pairing for that particular firearm. This is going to be its sidekick. And also, if you take a look, well, you have these tritium accents on the side, which is really cool. So all in all, very nice. This is a fantastic shape, awesome drop point design. This is maybe subtly hollow ground, but I would say a flat grind down into your secondary V grind. Very nicely done. Bestech's edge, always fantastic, super sharp. Going up into a high saber, so you can see that does have a flat, so the flat stock on top, and then again down into your primary grind. You can see here, nice and thin, working our way towards that tip. Good, precise tip there. Not something you're going to pry with, but this should be fairly stout. D2, again, companies like Bestech have been doing D2 forever. They do a nice job. Everything very nicely made. And in fact, you can take a look here. You do end up with a star bit to remove that thumb stud. Not that I would suggest that you do, just saying that's how that's mounted on there. The finish on the blade, black PVD coating. so that will be reasonably durable. This will certainly help with corrosion resistance, but I've never really had problems with D2 in the first place. It will wear over time, but then at the same time, I actually kind of like my hard use patina, so that's just fine with me. Deep ride pocket clip, excellent construction. You can see clearance to the screws, so you have your flush mounted screws there. Open design, generally speaking, nice and open nested liners inside the G10, so you can see that is a real clean application. Everything skeletonized, so nice large skeletonizing inside there. And really, as you take a look, the only thing that's enclosed is that fully enclosed backspacer up until pretty much, that 1/3 mark as you take a look. Some subtle jimping over the top built into the liners, that's exposed there. And then also on the underside where you end up with your liner lock, so very simple. Best Tech always doing a perfect job with the centering, so the Fermi with perfect centering and clean. Yep, that's going to be nice clean action. So good lock up there. We'll do that again. Very clean deployment, and the lock up right there at about 25 to 30%. So excellent. All in all, a great shape, nice knife, cool little texture, very subtle. But as you take a look, some texture in that G10. And then a real clean pivot screw. Literally nothing in there. You could easily see Glow Rhino getting their logo someday as they get bigger and more popular and maybe have more models. That logo would fit inside there so perfectly. So this, my friends, is the Fermi. And now moving forward with the Bohr. So I'm not sure exactly who makes the Bohr, but we'll use the Fermi to open the Bohr. As we get into this here, simple packaging, not a lot to it, and the Bohr. So again, this is going to be a simple fixed blade design. As we get into this here, it's actually a really clean design. I'm going to wipe up the blade real fast. That's an incredible pattern, but that's just from the factory oil. Which, as we take a look at the Bohr here, a real nice shape. Now, this is in a steel called DC 53. I'm not incredibly familiar, but what I have come to research and hopefully understand is DC 53 has some similar properties to D2, yet it's going to be tougher, which in other words, I think that's a good thing. D2 can be a little bit chippy, and where DC 53 should be tougher, that should mean that this knife has a little more ability to flex and give, and even at a higher Rockwell. From my preliminary and basic research, it looks like you can get this pretty much up to 62 to 64 HRC, which is pretty darn high on the Rockwell scale. So you should get good edge retention, but the fact that it's got some more toughness than D2 means hopefully it's a little less chippy, even though it does have that high Rockwell. Generally speaking, you can get this in a couple of different color patterns. Here you can see with the orange G10 scales. Awesome black coating. This is a great looking knife. General camp knife, general field knife. Has that sort of classic hunting style. Has a bit of a belly for skinning tasks and a nice sized handle. I have a large sized hand, and this definitely fits in my grip wonderfully. I love how everything is fully coated and black, including the hardware. Now, even though this did not come with a description, if you look at their website, it does say the Bohr is aptly named after Niels Bohr, a Nobel Prize-winning Danish nuclear physicist who made significant discoveries in atomic structure, quantum mechanics, and nuclear fission. And I like that, Glow Rhino is picking these names from historic figures that had activity in nuclear or atomic types of programs. It's very fitting for the Tritium. It's very fitting for the Glow Rhino sort of way. And if you take a look at what they did with this Tritium vial, it is very slick. The machining to get that nice tight line there, not only on the side, but on top, that is some slick work. So first off, the thought process and just the ability to pull this off, very, very cool. A great looking knife. Functionally, this should be absolutely fantastic. You get some nice checkering on the G10, so some quality grip. Underneath, some subtle jimping, nicely done and recessed in the handle, but then the same subtle jimping over the top. That's going to aid in your thumb and the ability to get on there, yet it will not beat up your thumb. That jimping is done just about perfect in my opinion. The sharpening choil, the blade here feels, I'm going to say again, flat ground. I don't think, it almost feels just subtly convexed actually. Interesting. And I don't know that it is, but I think it might be. That feels like a big convex edge. If not, it's flat ground into a 2/3 saber grind. So it's a little higher than a 50%. It's probably like a 60 or 70% maybe. I'd call that a 2/3 height saber grind. Pretty straight along the back. I don't believe there's any drop. And in fact, as I set that blade down, no. So that is a straight back design, nice and stabby, incredibly sharp edge. Out of the box, this thing is awesome. So indexing well in the hands, should fit nicely. The Kydex, pretty standard, fairly straightforward in terms of the overall shape. You can see comes with a smaller version of a dots lock that could be multi-positional, and assuming that your spacing is standard, and from what I can tell, that's 1.5 inches, which is standard spacing. And I'm curious about this way as well, which is just a little bit beyond 1.5 inches. So I was thinking you might be able to swivel this clip this way, but regardless, fairly functional, everything seemingly right in place. Little drainage hole on the back. This is going to be your pancake style. And as we insert the knife, so that's good. Positive click. Zero rattle. That thing will not come out. So the Kydex is very nicely fit. It's stiff, but not in a bad way. That's actually really just about perfect. I like how everything's fit up. Excellent tolerance between the G10 and the spine. All the way around, this is machined very nicely. So attention to detail on the Bohr, I would say very, very good. Having some fun here in the dark. And here you can see the Tritium glowing wonderfully on the Fermi. So you can see the inset. You can see the dot on the thumb stud. As we flip the knife over, you can see the inset on that side as well. So nice and bright and effective. Breaking out the Bohr, you can see as I rotate the knife from the horizontals to the verticals, just a real bright glow, very simple, nice and easy. And then I was curious, I'm not really too sure, but when you look at this in the black light, you can see this absolutely shines. I mean, that Tritium really doing its thing. Super bright, super effective, real nice pop. And then the Bohr, absolutely shining. You can see that bright orange G10, the nice pop of that Tritium vial. And these two knives are really cool. So nice job from Glow Rhino. And so all in all, a couple of awesome offerings from Glow Rhino, both the Fermi and the Bohr, named after some really cool people in history. So, I mean, I'm just really excited to see some of these products. I was glad to meet the people from Glow Rhino at Blade Show. Cool bunch, great products, really cool designs, and an awesome job on their knives. I'm glad they're using quality manufacturers to make the knives. It really does come out in the end. So worth every single penny. These are awesome products, really nice designs, awesome ideas. Putting the tritium in there, I definitely like them, and this will enhance your EDC collection. And so again, I would like to say thank you so much to the people at Glow Rhino who did provide these for review. Take a look in the description box below if you have any of these items that you like, or you could certainly look through their catalog. I would encourage you to do so. And if you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless 2 channel, which is more on the tactical and firearm side of things. At this point, that channel is growing quickly. I have a ton of videos up there. So if you like what you see here on Outer Limitless, do me a favor and check me out on Outer Limitless 2. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.